Mr. Lazy takes an afternoon nap. Mr. Lazy is on holiday, enjoying his favourite sport of all, napping.
I am very sorry.
Attention, attention! The tide is coming in. Kindly move up the bank.
Well, it's Mr. Lazy. Ah, he's still asleep. I better take him back to shore. Go and play somewhere else, children. Your stupid hat is in my way, little Miss Splendid. I can't see a thing.
I'll have you know that this is my best boating hat, Mr. Grumble.
I really don't know why I agreed to take her out on my boat. Where shall I drop you off? For goodness sake, I can't see, little Miss Splendid. You clumsy idiot, you should watch where you're going. And who's this old sleepyhead here?
You mean you don't recognize him? It's Mr. Lazy, of course.
What a day. I've had enough.
Oh, dear. What's that?
It looks like a shark to me. A shark. A shark.
Yummy lunch.
Oh! Less noise, please, children. I'm sleeping. Phew. Oh, we're safe now. Land at last. This isn't much of an island. No sand, no tree.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, a talking island. Just my luck.
But it's a whale. Mr. Whale, take us home and be quick about it.
With pleasure. Hold tight, everyone.
Mr. Lazy is really incredible. Nothing on earth can wake him up.
Whoops! Land ahoy!
Thank you, Mr.
Whale. Thank you, Mr. Whale.
Don't forget your friend.
Well, now, children, I don't find your tricks funny. Mr. Brave versus Coco the gorilla.
Mr. Brave, is that Mr. Brave? This is Mrs. Cage at the zoo. Something terrible has happened. Coco, the giant gorilla, has escaped. Please come quickly. We need your help.
Dear, oh dear.
What? Don't move. We're coming. They found Coco. He's in Mrs. Green's shop.
Let's go. We're pleased you're here, Mr. Brave.
Where is he? Over there. He's turned my shop upside down.
Yeah, and he's eaten all the food I bought. Mr. Brave, in you go. Me? Oh, right.
Be careful. He's dangerous.
Dangerous? Now, who's going to be a good gorilla and go back to his cage quietly?
Tra-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la. Tra-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la. Are you quite all right, Mr. Brave?
Not too bad. Where's Coco?
He went towards Miss Splendid's house.
Off you go, Mr. Brave.
Good luck, Mr. Brave. Good luck.
Who? Me? Right.
Do be careful, Mr. Brave.
Miss Splendid? It's far too quiet for my liking.
Look, he's there, on the roof.
Hold on, Miss Splendid, I'm coming.
Help! Someone!
I hate
you missed!
heights. Now, come on, Coco, don't be silly. Let Miss Splendid go. You just wait, Coco. I'm not quite finished with you yet.
Oh, my goodness!
Good thing I go jogging every morning.
Come on, Coco, it's lunchtime. Quickly, Mr. Greedy, lie down.
My hat! My hair! My goodness! And what about my hat? I hope it's not ruined.
Well done, Mr. Strong. Good boy. Look, it's for you.
Oh,
Oh, look, there's another one. They're all for you. So, no hard feelings?
no hard feelings, Mr. Brave. It was jolly good fun, but I'd rather be back in the zoo. The bananas there are much better.
To my rescue.
Hooray!
Hooray!
That was very brave, the way you faced up to that gorilla, Mr. Brave. It was nothing, really. All I had to do was...
What's wrong, Mr. Brave?
There, on the table, a spider. Oh, I hate spiders. Little Miss Naughty goes skiing.
Hello, Miss Wise. Do you recognise me? I'm Miss Naughty. And how can I help you, Miss Naughty? I'd like a return ticket to the High Peaks. I'm going skiing. I'll have your ticket ready right away, Miss Naughty. She's much too serious. It's time for a little fun. Here you are. Have a good trip.
Mr. Werry is worried. Mr. Dizzy is worried. Even little Miss Splendid is worried. And why are they worried? Because they are all going on a skiing holiday with little Miss Naughty.
Let me help you.
You're very kind, Miss Naughty.
Don't mention it, Mr. Dizzy.
How do I start? I never realized skiing was so easy. Is this safe, Miss Naughty? I don't like heights, you see. Oh, you don't think I'll fall over up there, do you?
Of course not. Why don't you enjoy the scenery instead of fretting?
Oh, no.
I think I'll liven things up a bit.
Look, Fifi, everybody thinks I'm beautiful.
You have to teach her a lesson.
We have to teach her a lesson.
Yes, we must teach her a lesson. The holiday is over and it's time to head back home.
I'm thirsty. I'm going to get something to drink.
I'll go with you. Me too.
Oh, well then, I'll go too.
Oh, don't bother. We'll bring you back something.
They're taking their time. They're going to miss the train. Pretty funny, I admit. But they don't call me Miss Naughty for nothing.
Well done, Mr. Dizzy. Miss Naughty is on the overnight train to Cold Land.
That joke we played on Miss Naughty has given me an appetite.
I've got some sandwiches in my bag.
I wish I could see their faces now. Tickets, please. Oh, no!
Little Miss Dotty goes to home farm. There's nothing unusual about knitting with your feet when you're called Little Miss Dotty.
I'm all pins and needles. I should go and stretch my legs. I know. I'll pay a visit to Little Miss Tiny at home farm. Goodness, I'll never manage. If only I had someone to give me a hand. 10 green buckles standing on the wall. 10 green buckles standing on the wall. Hello, Miss Tiny. Oh, Miss Dotty, I'm over here in the bucket. I say, a milk bath. What a good idea, and so good for your skin. Oh, please help me out on here. I must say, I was thirsty. The farmer has gone away on holiday. He has left me in charge of the farm, but I can't manage all alone. Isn't that right, Mr. Pig? Oh, poor thing. He was all pink before, but I'm just too small to wash him. You're right. He needs brightening up. The rooster has become a lazy good-for-nothing. He won't crow in the morning, he sleeps all day, and the hens aren't laying. Same with the donkey. He refuses to do anything. I can't even make deliveries to the market. Fun time! Wakey, wakey!
This is no time to be waking good people up.
Get her out of here! Thank you, ladies. Little Miss Tiny will be pleased. Not bad, eh?
Yes, but something's missing.
You're right.
Miss Tiny, are you there? I've come to give you a hand.
Why, Mr. Dizzy, perhaps you could help Miss Dotty. She's working wonders here at the farm. Up you get, Mr. Donkey. Up! It's time to take the eggs and the milk to market. Look, we're all going to play blind man's buff. Now, you have to try to catch us, Mr. Dizzy.
Yeah, Mr. Dizzy, catch me if you can.
Right, your turn now, Mr. Donkey. Try to catch Mr. Dizzy.
Hee-haw, hee-haw. Hey, look at this, Dotty. Don't go yet. You haven't finished painting me. That's not on at all.
Good old Miss Dotty. Yee-haw!
Mr. Nonsense's strange illness.
I wonder what's going on. There's nobody in the street today. Miss Late, why are you running so fast? Oh, dear. Oh, dear, Miss Scatterbrain. I'm late. I'm late for the Nonsense Land competition, and it's about to begin. The Nonsense Land competition? My goodness, I had completely forgotten. That's the one for the most nonsensical idea. Who do you think will win? Oh, Mr. Nonsense, as usual.
Meanwhile, in Nonsense Land, Mr. Nonsense was playing cards with his two best friends, Little Miss Dotty and Mr. Silly.
It's your turn, Miss Dotty.
Yippee!
It's your turn, Mr. Silly. My friends, we still have an hour before the Nonsense Land competition begins.
How about a game of tennis?
Mr. Nonsense, yo-ho! Mr. Nonsense!
I'm so sorry. Mr. Nonsense, how do you feel?
Oh, fine, perfectly fine. Thank you very much. What's he doing here? Pigs don't play tennis?
But Mr. Nonsense...
But, Mr. Nonsense, this is Nonsense Land.
Nonsense Land? What on earth are you talking about? I am not Mr. Nonsense.
You're not Mr. Nonsense? Why, that's utter nonsense.
This is terrible. Oh, poor Mr. Nonsense. He has lost his memory.
Meanwhile, the Nonsense Land competition had begun under the watchful eye of Little Miss Brainy, the judge.
Mr. Quiet, what is your nonsensical idea?
It's a radio that makes no noise.
Mr. Lazy?
Oh, it's an alarm clock with no hands. So I don't have to wake up.
Mr. Nonsense?
I am not Mr. Nonsense.
Now, Mr. Don't you recognize your own house?
My house? You must be joking. Only birds live in trees.
Meanwhile, contestants who hoped to win the Nonsense Land competition continued to file on stage.
Mr. Bounce? We still have one last contestant, but I do not see him. Where is Mr. Nonsense? So, what is your nonsensical idea, Mr. Nonsense?
But I'm not Mr. Nonsense.
You are not Mr. Nonsense?
No, I am not Mr. Nonsense.
That is the silliest idea I've heard all afternoon. Congratulations, Mr. Nonsense. You win this year's Nonsense Land Cup. Are you okay, Mr. Nonsense?
Yes, thank you, Miss Dotty. But I do feel a bit hungry.
What would you like to eat, Mr. Nonsense?
A toasted custard sandwich.
A toasted custard sandwich? You're cured, Mr. Nonsense.
Yes, you are right. You're cured, all right.
Mr. Mean hasn't a penny left. Contrary to popular opinion, Mr. Mean is actually a very rich man. Very rich indeed. The problem is he simply hates spending his money. Every evening, just before bedtime, Mr. Mean enjoys his only moment of pleasure.
204, 205, 200.
But one morning,
I have no friends, but I have an idea. I'll invite one or two people over for lunch. I hate having to spend my precious money on food.
meanwhile, Mr. Nosy is also out for a stroll. Help.
Why, Mr. Mean isn't home. How very strange. I'd better go and see what's going on. Oh, it's only money.
Little Miss Magic has spotted Mr. Nosy.
Oh, it's Mr. Nosy. I think he needs to be taught a lesson. Morning, Mr. Nosy.
Miss Magic, but what did you do with his money?
Oh, I just magicked it out of harm's way.
It's lunchtime and Mr. Mean's guests have arrived. Mr. Skinny, Mr. Strong, Mr. Perfect, Mr. Slow, Little Miss Magic, and oh, there he is, Mr. Nosy.
There we are. It's ready. I hope you all like spaghetti. Is that enough, Mr. Skinny?
That's fine. I'm not sure I'll manage to finish it.
How's that, Mr. Perfect?
Just perfect. I had lunch just before coming, you know.
I wonder why Mr. Lazy isn't here yet.
Yes, it is strange. He told me he was afraid of falling asleep on the way, so I lent him my steamroller.
My house! Oh, my lovely house! Oh, no. It's going to cost me an absolute fortune to rebuild it. My money! Where is my money? Ah! My money's been stolen. Help me! Stop thieves!
Poor Mr. Mean seems to have fainted. We really must do something. So they all set about rebuilding Mr. Mean's house. Mr. Strong, Mr. Skinny, not forgetting Mr. Slow, and Mr. Nosy.
Ooh!
As for Little Miss Magic, she took care of the garden.
Oh, Mr. Perfect, where am I?
It's your new house, Mr. Mean.
So, Mr. Mean, don't you like it?
Yes, but it must have cost a fortune and I haven't a penny left.
But it's a present from all of us.
Oh, thank you, my friends. Thanks to you, I've understood what a marvellous thing it is to have friends. Mr. Mean, Mr. Mean! Look what I found in your cellar.
Goodness me, Mr. Nosy, you never give up, do you?
But.
Well, for once, Mr. Nosy's nosiness isn't such a bad thing after all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nosy. Thanks to you, my friends, I have a brand new house and my money back. To show you how grateful I am, I shall give each of you a coin. One for Mr. Skinny, one for Mr. Strong, one for Mr. Perfect. Pretty cheap for a new house, wouldn't you say?
There's no doubt about it. Mr. Mean will never change. Little Miss Wise's day out at the fun fair.
Here's a very pretty dress, which will look perfect on little Miss Naughty. Hello, little Miss Wise. What good timing, Miss Naughty. I've just finished your dress. It's rather plain, isn't it? It's very practical, and it suits you very well. Actually, it's quite a nice dress. And to thank you, I'm going to take you to the fun fair. Are you sure that's wise? It's late. I must go home. Oh, no, you can't do that. There are dozens of other rides I want you to try. You go ahead and we'll see who gets to the exit first. Off you go, then. Oh! Oof. Let's see now. I'm sure I have to turn right. Here. Mr. Dizzy, what are you doing here?
I just can't find the way out. I've been in here for 3 days.
Give me your hand. I'll show you the exit. That was quick. I really must be off now. It's getting late. Not without going for a spin on the dodgems. Here, I bought you a stick of yummy candy floss. Look, there's Mr. Grumble.
Oh, she's gone crazy.
Let's go and annoy him.
Oh, no.
If they think they can scare me with their silly ghosts.
Due to a technical problem, the ghost train will remain stationary for a short while.
I think I'll stretch my legs. Oh. Now, keep calm. I just have to follow the tracks. If they think they can scare me with their silly ghosts. Oh dear. Which way shall I go? Let's try this way. Goodness, Mr. Worry. What are you doing here?
Waiting for the next train, but I'm worried. I've been waiting here for hours.
Oh! Tickets, please.
Oh. Oh, dear. I've lost my ticket.
That's a shame. You can't get on the train without a ticket.
Oh, please, help me.
I'll buy him another ticket.
All right, but you'll have to pay an excess fare. Goodbye. Have a good trip. All aboard!
There is just one more ride I would really love you to go on. No, really, I must be off now. Oh, You haven't seen anything yet, Miss Wise. I knew it wasn't such a good idea to come to the fun fair.
Mr. Grumble's holiday.
Oh, another awful day. Can't wait till it's over. Darn miserable weather again.
You wouldn't know it, but today Mr. Grumble is going on holiday. You'd think he'd be so happy. But no, he's in a grumbly mood, as usual.
Who is it and what do you want?
Hello, Mr. Grumble. As you're off on holiday, I've brought you some delicious cakes to eat on your journey. Would you like me to make some breakfast for you? Some hot chocolate, perhaps?
I hate hot chocolate and I hate silly cakes. How far away is this stupid hotel? Oh, that's a wonderful start. I hate palm trees.
Did you have a good trip, sir?
No, it was too long. So where's the room I reserved, the one with the sea view?
Follow me, sir.
Oh, I hate lifts. I'd rather walk up.
Oh. This is our best suite, complete with a sea view.
Well, where's the sea then?
The beach is right at your feet.
But I don't like the beach. I wanted cliffs. Oh, shut that door. You're letting in a draft. Can't you be more careful, Mr. Bump? Where's my breakfast? Oh, I hate croissants. I hate bread rolls. I hate bacon and eggs. Oh, it's horrible. And I hate noise at breakfast time. There are loads of holes here. They're gonna wreck my wheels. Help! Where on earth is he? I owe you my life, Mr. Grumble. You owe me a pair of roller skates. Thanks to you, mine are at the bottom of the sea.
Well, I'll buy you a brand new pair and we'll go skating together. I feel so much safer with you.
That's all I need. Alone at last.
I'm coming fishing with you.
Oh, no way. Go back to shore. I want to be alone.
He's doing it again.
Leaving already?
The sooner the better.
Wait for me. I almost missed you.
Oh, what a miserable day.
Oh! What am I going to do without him? He brings me such good luck.
Peace at last after such an awful, tiring holiday. Rotten weather again. Will it never stop?
Hello, Mr. Grumble. Did you have a nice holiday?
It was awful.
What a shame. Well, to cheer you up, I've brought you some raspberries.
I hate raspberries.
Little Miss Greedy's strange illness. Miss Greedy has been invited to tea at Miss Bossy's house, so she has decided to take along some sweets as a gift.
Strawberry bonbons, jelly crocodiles, marshmallows, toffee, candy curls. And could you deliver them to Miss Bossy's at 5 o'clock precisely, please? Certainly.
More tea for anyone?
Oh, no, thank you. I don't drink tea anymore.
No tea? Well, I'll get you some orange juice.
I know you'll laugh, but tea makes me fat.
It's not tea that makes people fat. It's sweets. Tea makes my skin glow like a buttercup. Hooray! It's not tea, it's sweets. Sweets, you say? That's right!
I never touch sweets. Oh, missed.
Do you think sweets would make me fat too? They rot your teeth. Sweets are bad for you.
Huh? This is from Miss Greedy.
I didn't ask for any presents.
It's a surprise.
Oh, no. I don't believe it.
Oh, chocolate eclair, my favourite.
Give me those horrid things and I'll get rid of them. Horrid sweets. Absolutely horrid. More tea for anyone?
Oh, you've done enough, Miss Bossy. Why don't you let me do it?
Put the milk in the cups first. It's my turn.
No, not there. I wonder. Oh, yummy.
Sweet, wonderful sweet. Isn't tea ready yet? Whatever is taking you so long, it's your turn to play.
It's coming. It's coming.
Oh, I'm feeling a little heavy. Just the thing. Oh, I'm so thirsty. Oh, my head is spinning. Oh, I've got tummy ache. You wouldn't have tummy ache if you'd had a cup of tea. Food poisoning, that's what it is. We must get a doctor. It's terrible. I'm going to complain. Hello, doctor? It's an emergency. Hello, police, help. Hello, Orangeola Fruit Juice Company. Hello, Mr. Mayor.
Little Miss Greedy is most definitely unwell, but we know it's not the fruit juice, don't we?
Miss Greedy? Miss Greedy, wake up. You're in the newspaper. The orange juice mystery. Miss Greedy poisoned by a glass of orange juice. The Orangeola Fruit Juice Company has decided to take all its produce off the shelves.
Hello, Miss Greedy. Look, to apologise, the Orangeola Fruit Juice Company has sent you your weight in sweets.
Oh, no.
Mr. Slow takes the lead. This year, Mr. Slow didn't want to miss the skiing season. You see, last year, the snow had all melted by the time he arrived. But Mr. Slow isn't the only one going to the mountains. Now you all recognize Mr. Nosy, don't you? And little Miss Splendid, Mr. Uppity, and last but not least, Mr. Rush. Come on, do get a move on. Come on, I'm in a hurry. Come on, quick, quick, quick.
I really can't go any faster. I'm at full speed as it is. You really are undying, Mr. Slow. People like you shouldn't be allowed on the roads.
Come along, man. For heaven's sake, hurry up. Get along with you.
Mr. Slow continues along his way, slowly but surely.
Oh, goody, goody, the slopes, the speed, the giant slaloms. Hey!
We've finally arrived at about time to get a move on, driver.
I do hope I haven't left my sun cream behind.
Well, I never. A late arrival.
Peek-a-boo, Mr. Slow.
A peek-a-boo, little Miss Lake.
Several hours later, our friends were still stuck.
But why can't they just clear the road? This is outrageous! Useless specimens!
3 hours less sunbathing already. My friends will all have better suntans than me. How nice. For once, I won't be late. Well done, Mr. Slow. You're such a hero.
Make way, here comes the world speed champion. Ooh,
Everyone seemed to be having fun. But wait a minute. Where had little Miss Lake got to? You see, she was patiently waiting for Mr. Slow, who still hadn't arrived. A whole week had gone by. The holiday was over. But can you guess who arrives just at this moment?
But, Mr. Slow, the holiday's over.
Thank goodness I'm not too late.
What on earth do you mean? Everyone's already left.
Yes, but it's the first time I've seen the mountains with snow on them. I really did hurry, you know.
So, shall we go home now?
That was the most wonderful holiday of my life. You're welcome to pass. Do be my guest. I wouldn't like to make you late.
But, Mr. Slow, I'm in no hurry.
And so Mr. Slow spent the happiest holiday of his life. For not only had he seen the mountains covered in snow, but thanks to his friend Little Miss Late, he was driving in front. Mr. Perfect goes west.
There, that is perfect. Now I'm all set to watch tonight's movie. I must find the gold mine. What fun! I love cowboy films. I'd like to find a gold mine as well.
Mr. Perfect has fallen asleep. He's probably dreaming of gold mines in the Wild West.
What heat! Luckily, we're nearly there. Go on, Mr. Dizzy. You show him how to dance.
Wait, doggy, wait, don't, stay. I have to get off. I'm supposed to meet the boss at the station.
Well, at least you're off.
Hardly relaxing here, is it? Well, I'd best take you straight to the gold mine.
Thank you, Mr. Dizzy, but first a spot of lunch would seem in order. Perhaps in that charming saloon. It looks nice and quiet in there.
What'll it be, gentlemen?
A strawberry milkshake and a donut, please.
And would you like a bib with that, sir?
Excellent idea.
Nice man. Well, yeah, always there when you need him.
Oh, dear.
So, how's the milkshake? Perfect. Your hair is very untidy. Oh, a drop of maple syrup should do the trick. Look at yourself now. Oh dear. Perfect. Well, it's time to go to the mine. Did I hear what I think I heard? I think he said something about a gold mine. Get up, you band of layabouts. After them.
The mine is in Indian territory.
Perfect.
What did he say? I think he likes your hair, boss. He wishes he had a scalp like yours.
I'll make his hair look as good as mine. Very nice. See? Just perfect. He even left me these. Welcome to the gold mine, boss. Oh, look, it's the gentleman from the bar. I think they want to steal my gold. Do you have another perfect idea, boss? Do you guys see what I see? The Indians are about to attack. Let's get out of here. Your cries and smoke signals were absolutely perfect. But you can stop now, Mr. Dizzy. Oh, no. This hat isn't going to protect me from the rain. What fun! That really was a most perfect dream.
Little Miss Magic to the rescue.
What a lovely sunny day. I'll do some gardening. Shed door open. Lawnmower start and cut the grass.
Well, that didn't take long. Now Miss Magic has plenty of time for a walk and a chat with her neighbours.
Is something wrong, Mr. Strong?
Yes, there is, Miss Magic. I just opened this gate, forgot how strong I am and broke it loose. I wish I wasn't so strong.
I'll make your wish come true, Mr. Strong. Make Mr. Strong weak. Bye, Mr. Strong.
Just as Miss Magic had promised, Mr. Strong's wish came true.
You look very sad, Mr. Small. Can I help you?
I'm so small I can't even climb over this little wall. I wish I was tall.
Let Mr. Small be tall.
As Miss Magic continued her walk, she smiled to herself. Two sad Mr. Men, Mr. Strong and Mr. Small, must certainly be happy now.
Hello, Mr. Forgetful. How are you?
How am I? How am I? I wish I could remember everything.
No problem. Mr. Forgetful, remember everything.
Oh, dear. I forgot to turn the lights off at home. Oh, no. I forgot to get the shopping. Oh, my, how could I forget? I've invited everyone to my house for tea. I must get home quickly. Oh, I can't get through. Oh, I can't get through.
Can't get through what, Mr. Greedy?
Can't get through my own front gate, Miss Magic. Oh, I wish I was thin.
No problem. Mr. Greedy, lose some weight.
Oh!
That's enough magic for one morning. It's time I went home for lunch.
Very trim, very elegant. I don't believe this. Are you really going to give up pies and cakes and sausages and ice cream and hamburgers and... Oh! What will I do with all this food?
Egg, boil. Bread, toast. Butter, spread. Oh, door, open. Hello, what can I do for you?
Please, Miss Magic, change us back to the way we were. I'm too weak to open my front door.
My house is too small to live in. I've too many things to remember, Miss Magic. I'd rather forget.
My kitchen is filled with delicious food and all, and I'm not a bit hungry.
Don't worry, I'll put things right. And from now on, remember how good it is to be you. Let all the Mr. Men be themselves.
It must be time for lunch, or tea, or dinner, or supper. On all four at the same time, yeah.
Door close. Door open. Yes, Mr. Forgetful.
I've forgotten. Did you invite me round for tea? Mr. Silly's silly secret.
If you have ever been to Nonsense Land, you know it is full of silly-looking houses. But the silliest one belongs to Mr. Silly.
Oh, a bright sunny day. Lovely weather for a walk into town. I think I'll take a bus.
But he didn't wait at the bus stop. No, he waited at a lamppost.
Here comes a bus now. When you want to travel on a bus, Mr. Silly, please wait at a bus stop, just like all the other Mr. Men do.
But Mr. Silly isn't like all the other Mr. Men. Maybe there was another way to travel. A silly way. Suddenly, he had a great idea.
I must hurry home and get to work.
Miss Helpful was out walking when she heard some strange noises coming from Mr. Silly's garden shed.
Hello, Mr. Silly. Is that you? Gosh!
What do you think?
It's a brilliant idea. Can I help?
Well,
I could squirt some.
Thank you. Goodbye, Miss Helpful.
Mr. Silly went back to work, and he was so busy he didn't hear his next visitor, Mr. Nosy.
I say, Mr. Silly. Oh, 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 oh.
What are you making?
Oh, no, no, no.
You cannot be serious. How silly.
Mr. Silly went back to work, and before long,
I've finished. Just wait until everyone sees this.
That is the funniest car I've ever seen.
It's the silliest car I've ever seen.
it may look like a silly car, but he won't have any trouble finding it after he's done his shopping. As Mr. Silly went into the big store, the sun hid behind the clouds and snow began to fall. Meanwhile, Mr. Silly bought a clock that went backwards, a new shower cap, and one Wellington boot. Outside, all the roads were white with snow and all the buses and cars were stuck. They couldn't move. Well, not every car. Mr. Silly's car wasn't troubled by the deep snow, and when he came to the bus stop,
Hello! Come there! Anyone want a lift?
I take it all back. This is a very, sensible car.
I say Mr. Silly has the last laugh. His silly-looking car isn't so silly after all.
Splendid, yes.
and so the same people who had been laughing at Mr. Silly's car now thought it wasn't so silly after all. And so Mr. Silly was the hero of all of Mr. Land. He even had his picture and story on the front page of the newspaper. Silly, Mr. Silly.
Mr. Tickle saves the day. It was a very sad day for Mr. Tickle. Usually he was such a cheerful fellow, but he hadn't smiled all morning. Nobody likes me anymore, and all I did was tickle them a little. A little? Do you know how many people Mr. Tickle tickled yesterday? First, he tickled Mr. Chips, the carpenter.
Mr. Tickle.
Oh! Then he tickled Mrs. Crumb, the baker.
Stop it, Mr. Tickle!
Then he tickled Miss Shai, just as she was about to say something.
Oh dear, I think I'm about to say something. Ooh. Oh dear, goodbye.
And so it went on. All day, Mr. Tickle just couldn't stop tickling people. Until finally, everyone in Mr. Land had had enough.
Go in, Mr. Tickle. Go on, stop it. No more.
Well, see if I care. Not far away, Tess was having a lovely time with a new ball her granny had given her.
Whoops! Oh, Mr. Small, can you help me, please?
Of course I can. I know just what to do. I'll have it down in no time. Almost there. If I can just... Oh, I've got it. Stand by below.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Small.
Oh, dear. I think I'm stuck.
Where are you, Mr. Small?
I'm up here.
Where?
I'm here. I'm up here. Luckily, some of Tess's other friends happened to be passing. I know what to do.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Bounce. I knew you'd think of something.
The trouble is, I can't quite reach the right spot.
I've got the answer. Thank you, Miss Magic. I knew you'd think of something.
Very clever, Miss Magic, but it doesn't get me down, does it? Stand back, everyone. Leave this to me.
Oh, good old Mr. Strong. I knew you'd have an idea.
No, stop. Please, stop. I'll fall.
Oh, aren't they lovely?
Oh, they're the green ones.
They're really nice, aren't they? Would you
Try
like
one of
another
these. They're
striped
good, yeah.
with candy?
Will somebody please think of a way to get me down?
I know what.
Said little Miss Sunshine suddenly, and everyone listened.
Yoo-hoo, Mr. Tickle.
We need your help.
It's about Mr. Small. You see, he's stuck up a tree. And after they had all asked him to lend a hand, he did. Oh, thank you, Mr. Tickle. What would I have done without you?
What would any of us do without Mr. Tickle?
And everyone agreed.
Hooray for Mr. Tickle! Oh, he's
nice
such a
man.
nice
Oh, yeah,
fellow.
yeah, always there when you need him, yeah. And as a special treat, they allowed him to tickle them.
No more.
Just the once. Mr. Chatterbox and the Parrot. On a branch in a tree outside Mr. Quiet's bedroom window, a parrot came to live.
Pretty Polly? Pretty Polly? Who's a lovely boy then?
I haven't had a good night's sleep in weeks.
I haven't had a good night's sleep in weeks.
Now, not far away lived Mr. Chatterbox, one of Mr. Quiet's neighbours. Ah, Mr. Sponge, that is a beautiful polished window, if I may say so. Well, I do say so. When I say polished, I mean polished. In fact, of all the polished windows I've ever seen in my time, and believe you me, I've seen some polished windows. Oh, yes, let me tell you. Well, I am telling you. And Mr. Chatterbox, being Mr. Chatterbox, would talk to just about anyone. About anything. Morning, Worm. I was just telling the window cleaner that the thing about windows is that you can see right through them. Ah, the postman. Come in, postman. Did I ever tell you about the time I wrote a letter to the Queen? In fact, Mr. Chatterbox was becoming really rather a nuisance. Oh, Mr. Strong, I thought it was you. Oh, those eggs you've got in your basket. I love eggs. Boiled eggs, fried eggs, scrambled eggs, all toast off toast with bacon. Come inside. I'll tell you about the time I woke up in the night and thought I was a poached egg. In fact, the situation was becoming really quite serious. You see, it wasn't that Mr. Chatterbox meant to be a nuisance. He just couldn't stop talking. Goodness me, is that the time? I've just a few minutes to tell you about my new wristwatch. Now, this he went on and on and on. That night, a meeting was held in the town hall. Miss Bossy was in charge.
Shut up! I'm in charge! All those who think Mr. Chatterbox talks too much, put your hands up. Come on, Mr. Muddle, hurry up. Everyone agrees then. But how do we get him to stop? That's what I'd like to know.
Well, I don't know. Me too.
Hey, me three.
Me four.
That was good.
And he made me miss my lunch the other day.
Shut up, everyone! Shut up! And listen to me! Has anyone got an idea? Has anyone got an idea?
But no one could think of one. No one, that is, except for someone who was rather shy.
Sorry, well, I don't suppose this is a very good idea.
Do get on with it, Miss Shai. We haven't got all night.
Sorry, Miss Bossy. It's like this, you see. I have a friend called Mr. Quiet. He lives up the road not far from here.
And little Miss Shai told everyone her plan.
Oh, that is funny.
And everyone was very impressed. The following day, when Mr. Quiet looked out of his bedroom window, he noticed that something was different.
Mr. Quiet, come here.
Good morning, Miss Shai.
Did you sleep well?
Very well indeed. Thank you. And then Mr. Quiet realised what it was. Oh, the parrot's gone. It's all lovely and quiet again. Meanwhile, for Mr. Chatterbox, everything was anything but quiet. So I said to the policeman, I'm not speeding.
Not speeding. Not speeding.
Out? Good gracious, no, you cannot be serious.
Cannot be serious. Cannot be serious.
Yes, let's fix the picture.
Fix the picture. Fix the picture.
And they went on and on and on. Until the parrot had had enough, and he put Mr. Chatterbox to bed. Good night, Polly.
Good night, Mr. Chatterbox. Good night, Mr. Chatterbox.
Little Miss Sunshine brings a smile. It was a snowy morning in Misterland, and everyone was very cold and miserable. Oh! Everyone, that is, except for one particular person.
Lots of cheering up to do today.
Little Miss Sunshine hurried downstairs to meet the postman.
Good morning, Mr. Stamp.
Oh, good morning, Miss... Oh!
Never mind. It'll soon be spring and nice and warm again.
It will, Miss Sunshine. Soon be spring and nice and warm again. The next person little Miss Sunshine met was Mr. Worry. What happens if the snow never melts? What happens if it snows some more? I'll never get out of my house again.
Don't worry, Mr. Worry. Use this.
Good idea, Miss Sunshine. Whee! Wait a minute. What happens if the snow melts? If the snow melts, it'll flood my house and ruin my food.
If your house floods, Mr. Greedy, you'll be fishing in the kitchen and have fish and chips forever.
Ooh, fish and chips. Ooh, ooh, yummy, yummy. Ooh, my favourite.
Oh dear, look at my splendid hat.
She told Miss Splendid that her hat wasn't ruined and that icicles suited her. She told Miss Neat that there was no need to iron the snow. It would flatten itself. By lunchtime, little Miss Sunshine had cheered up so many people that she was tired out.
Phew! I'm only halfway through the day. I'm going to need some help, I think. Mr. Tickle! Cooey! Mr. Tickle!
Go away. I'm not tickling anyone today.
Please, Mr. Tickle, I need your help.
So he let her in. She told him her plan. And the next thing Mr. Tickle knew, he was sitting on the roof of his house.
Down by the bus stop, Mr. Tickle.
Down by the bus stop, Miss Sunshine.
Cheer up! It's only a bit of silly old snow.
Ah, of course it is. It's just a bit of silly old snow.
Mine, Mrs. Simpkins.
Not Mr. Crabtree.
Just a bit of silly old snow.
And for the rest of the afternoon, little Miss Sunshine and Mr. Tickle sat on the roof cheering everyone up.
Whoop. Sorry, Miss Bossy.
Don't mention it, Mr. Strong. I'm having a lovely day, thanks to Miss Sunshine's idea. Stand still. I want you all to do exactly as I say and stand still.
You're right, Miss Sunshine. Bumping in the snow doesn't hurt at all.
Good idea, Miss Sunshine.
Oh, when were you supposed to be there, Miss Nate? No, never mind. Just hold on tight.
About an hour ago, I think.
And by the end of the afternoon, what had started as a cold and miserable day ended as one of the best that anyone in Misterland could remember. And it was all thanks to little Miss Sunshine. Not forgetting Mr. Tickle, of course. Just a bit of silly old snow, Miss Sunshine. A very happy day for Mr. Happy. Some people don't like getting out of bed early in the morning. They would much rather turn over and go back to sleep. But not Mr. Happy. What a lovely day! I'm not going to waste it lying in bed. Come on, wake up, sleepyhead. Everyone greeted Mr. Happy with a big smile. Everyone except Miss Greedy. She wasn't happy. Good morning, Miss Greedy. What a lovely day.
No, it isn't. The cake shop has run out of cream buns.
It's really too bad about Miss Greedy, but I'm sure everyone else in Mr. Land is happy. Everyone except Mr. Jelly. Isn't it a lovely day, Mr. Jelly? No, it's an awful day. I looked in the mirror this morning. Ooh. But, Mr. Jelly, that was only your reflection in the mirror. Doesn't matter whose reflection it was. That was very scary. I'm still shaking like a jelly. What's happened to Mr. Land? On a lovely summer day like this, everyone should be bright and cheerful. Good day, Miss Neat. What a charming hat.
Never mind my hat. It is not a good day. Mr. Messy visited me last night and now my house is a mess. As you know, Mr. Happy, when my house isn't neat and tidy, I am not a happy person.
And neither was Mr. Happy. Because this day, which had started out so well, was becoming quite a sad day. By lunchtime, Mr. Happy was feeling just a little unhappy. No, not just a little. He was feeling very unhappy. And before long, everyone in Mr. Land knew Mr. Happy was very sad. We must do something for our friend.
Leave it to me. I know just the person to help us. Dr. Make You Well.
We're all very fond of Mr. Happy and can't bear seeing him so unhappy. What can we do? This prescription will solve your problem, Mr. Small. Oh, thank you, Doctor. I'll take it to Mr. Happy right now. Oh, no, Mr. Small. This prescription is not for Mr. Happy. It's for all his friends.
It's Mr. Happy who needs help, but Dr. Make You Well's prescription is for all of us.
We must follow these instructions exactly. Next morning, the sun was shining, the birds were singing, but poor Mr. Happy, he was as sad as ever.
Hello, Mr. Happy. I've brought you some buns.
Hello, Mr. Happy. How about you and me going fishing?
It took no time at all to get my house neat and tidy again, so I've come to make your house neat for you.
Dr. Make You Well told us how to cure your sadness. A smile and a friendly greeting are the only medicines Mr. Happy needs.
Have a lovely day, Mr. Happy.
Have an extremely splendid day.
And so, surrounded by his many good friends and cheered by their greeting, Mr. Happy smiled a little more. Then he chuckled, and then he laughed out loud. Mr. Happy was having a very happy day indeed. Mr. Strong makes a big splash. As everyone knows, Mr. Strong is the strongest man in the world. Even Mr. Uppity, who hardly ever had a good word for anyone, was glad Mr. Strong was around when his new hat blew off. But lately, Mr. Strong has been worried. And do you know why? Because he's too strong. For example, when Farmer Fields wanted someone to paint his barn, he called Mr. Strong.
You will be careful now, won't you? It took me months to build this barn. Don't you worry, Farmer Fields. I'll be ever so careful. Sorry.
Farmer Fields wasn't very pleased. Mr. Strong looked through the newspaper for another job.
A car washing job at Mr. Wrench's garage. Oh, yes, I can do that.
Ready with the sponge, Mr. Strong?
Ready, Mr. Wrench.
Mr. Strong liked his new job. Every car that came into his car wash was going to come out clean and sparkling.
Oh, dear.
So once again, Mr. Strong was looking for another job.
Listen to this. Clever computer operator needed immediately. Oh, yes, I'd like that.
No problem here. Mr. Strong's nimble fingers skipped along the keyboard. And then,
Oh, dear. My fingers are so powerful, I've destroyed the computer.
poor Mr. Strong.
Zookeeper needs assistant. Enquire within. Oh, that's it. The perfect job for me. I love animals. This should be fun.
A rather unfortunate beginning, Mr. Strong. Most people just open a door, they don't break it. But accidents do happen, and I won't hold it against you. A strong person like you could be very useful. You can start
yes.
Monday morning.
And so, early Monday morning, Mr. Strong swept the floor of the monkey house.
Sorry.
On Tuesday, he brought the panda its favorite food, bamboo shoots.
A single to China, please.
Sorry.
On Wednesday, Mrs. Cage moved Mr. Strong to the kitchen. He can't do any damage there, thought Mrs. Cage.
Sorry.
On Thursday, Mr. Strong sold ice cream cones, but not for long.
Sorry.
On Friday, Mr. Strong enjoyed a short ride on a tractor.
Oh, what's going on? Oh! Whoops.
I really don't want you to leave, Mr. Strong. If only I could find the right job for you.
Oh, yes.
There is one, however, that requires enormous strength.
You'll never guess what that job was.
Don't cry. I'll be right back. He's never happy at bath time unless he has his favorite toy for company.
Well done, Mr. Strong. I'm so pleased. I want you to come to the zoo every Saturday and bathe the whole elephant family. And next time, don't forget the duck.
Little Miss Late finally catches up.
Good morning, world.
Said Little Miss Late, who had just woken up.
Ooh, time for breakfast, I think.
This is the lunchtime news.
Lunchtime already?
And here is an important newsflash. The first 6 people to arrive at the Big Town Big Store will get all their shopping free.
Oh, my goodness, I must hurry. Now, let's see, what shall I do? I know, I'll have a bath. Ba-de-do. Oh, goodness, I must hurry.
And then she dried her hair.
Boo-boo-boo-boo, da-dum-bum-bum.
And then she made her bed.
There, all tidy for when I come home.
And at last she was ready to leave.
Who knows? I might even be the first.
But by the time Little Miss Late reached the big store, the first 6 people were already leaving with their free shopping. First, of course, was Little Miss Greedy.
Hello, Miss Late. Look what I've got. A free supper.
Then came Mr. Rush, with nothing at all. I've been around 5 times and eaten it all. Hey, Mr. Rush, bye. Then came Mr. Skinny, with a whole month's food. 2 crisps, 4 peas, and a piece of chocolate. Oh, yummy. Then came Little Miss Scatterbrain.
Everything's free in there. Isn't that nice of them? Especially for a shoe shop.
And lastly came Little Miss Shai, who hurried by in case anyone spoke to her. And then Little Miss Bossy arrived.
You're far too late, Miss Late, as usual.
Poor Little Miss Late. Not only was she not the first, the shop was shut, so she went home. The following day she received a letter.
A jumble sale with lots of bargains. 12 o'clock till 2 o'clock today. Don't be late. Ooh, that sounds good. Just time to brush my hair.
And after she'd done a few other things as well, she was ready to leave.
Who knows? I might even be the first and get all the bargains.
On the way, she met Mr. Clever.
Are you going to read all those books?
Read them, Miss Late. Good heavens, woman, I wrote them. And he began to tell her what they were about. Really, it's my life.
Really?
Sailing.
Oh,
Well, it's
fascinating. Oh, goodness me.
Sailing, hunting, shooting.
Oh,
I've done it all,
interesting. Really?
And no sooner had Mr. Clever gone than Mr. Chatterbox came round the corner.
Hello, Mr. Chatterbox.
Bless me, if it isn't Miss Late. Well, of course it is. I can see it is. And even if it weren't, I'd still stop and have a little chat because having a chat makes the world go round. I mean, don't you think? I mean, I do. Well, not literally round. I mean, gravity has something to do with it, but you know what I mean. And even if you didn't, I mean, you'd... And he went on and on and on. Until finally, by the time she reached the jumble sale, Mr. Bean was locking up.
Oh, I'm not late again, am I?
Of course you are. You're late for everything. Anyway, I've had all the bargains myself. Goodbye. Little Miss Late was so fed up that she thought she'd give herself a treat.
I know, the cinema. But I expect I'm late and it's already finished.
Hello, Miss Late. You're nice and early.
Early? Am I? What for?
Well, tomorrow's film. The first person to arrive gets a free ticket. Here you are.
Thank you very much. Oh.
Mr. Nosy, the music man. Mr. Tune was on his way to Mr. Nosy's house. In the back of his van were two very large boxes.
Mr. Nosy's neighbours are in for a big surprise, and I don't think they'll like it.
Ever since I was a small boy and spoke with a
Very small, very quiet voice.
there was something I wanted more than anything in the whole world. I wanted to play in a band. I'll help you unload the boxes, Mr. Tune. Goodbye, Mr. Tune. I wondered if he heard me.
At last, Mr. Nosy could hardly wait to open the boxes. Can you guess what was inside them? Yes, you're right. Mr. Nosy bought a set of drums, and they were just as loud and noisy as Mr. Nosy himself. Mr. Uppity was well known as a very rude man, and now he was going to be very rude indeed.
I am extremely angry, and so is everyone in Mr. Land. Why are you making this terrible noise? Noise? It's music, Mr. Uppity. I want to play in a band, but also I want to be a good neighbor. I'll send the drums back to Mr. Tune. Try to keep the noise down, Mr. Tune. We don't want to disturb the neighbors.
I'll do my best, Mr. Nosy.
Goodbye, Mr. Tune. Have a safe journey.
Mr. Nosy playing the electric guitar was even worse than Mr. Nosy playing drums.
I am furious, Mr. Noisy. How can I get my beauty sleep with you making that dreadful noise?
Dreadful noise? Oh, you mean my electric guitar? I'm practicing. I want to play in a band. I'm sorry, Miss Splendid. I'll find something quieter.
Well, I thought...
Oh, no. Mr. Noisy is at it again. If only someone could find a way of making him stop. Ah, here's Mr. Clever. He'll know what to do. Mr. Clever, I'm sure I speak for everyone in Mr. Land when I complain about Mr. Noisy. We don't get any sleep at night and have to listen to that awful racket all day. If only Mr. Noisy could find a nice, quiet musical instrument.
A quiet musical instrument.
Then Mr. Clever had an idea.
What an idea. I'll phone Mr. Tune.
Yes, Mr. Clever. I'll bring one to Mr. Nosy right away.
Hello, Mr. Nosy. Mr. Clever here. I've thought of a way you can play in a band without disturbing your neighbours.
That's a wonderful idea, Mr. Clever. I'll start practicing as soon as Mr. Tune delivers it.
The next day there was quite a crowd at the outdoor concert. And all the Mr. Men and little Misses were very happy with their new conductor, a conductor with a quiet musical instrument. Mr. Muddle Goes Skating. It was a bright, sunny morning, and Mr. Muddle was wondering what to do. Hello? Oops. Hello? Oh. Hello?
This is Miss Scatterbrain speaking. I was wondering if you'd like to come fishing with me.
Fishing? What a good idea.
I'll see you later then. Bye. Oh, silly me. I didn't mean fishing at all. I meant skating.
Mr. Muddle was very excited. He liked fishing, so he made a list of everything he would need. Fishing rod, worms, and sandwiches. Right, I'd better go shopping. Except he didn't go shopping. He went back to bed. Silly old me. I've gone back to bed. Silly old me. Fishing rod for fishing, sandwiches for lunch. What was the other thing?
Morning, Mr. Muddle.
Worms, of course.
Worms, Mr. Muddle?
I'm going fishing. I need some for...
Ah!
When Mr. Muddle reached Tittletown, he went straight to the baker's. A packet of worms, please, Mr. Crumb. Oh, a sliced brown fishing rod, please, Mr. Gill. And when the bus arrived to take Mr. Muddle fishing, do you know what he asked for? A cheese and pickle sandwich, please, Mr. Ticket. Eventually, Mr. Muddle arrived at the seafront, but he was still in a good old muddle. Now, who did I say I'd meet here? Their name begins with an S, I'm sure it does.
Hello, Mr. Muddle. Don't you think I look splendid today?
Little Miss Splendid, of course. Where are we off to, Miss Splendid?
I don't know about you, Mr. Muddle, but I'm going skating.
Skating? Oh, what a good idea! So off they went, not fishing, but skating. At the ice rink, there was a competition underway.
And the next competitors are Mr. Muddle and Little Miss Splendid.
I'm not sure if I'm really up to this, you know. I've never been terribly... The judges were very impressed. Even Mr. Silly had never seen anything quite like it. Meanwhile, little Miss Scatterbrain had turned up and brought Mr. Wrong with her.
They're very good, aren't they, Mr. Muddle?
Mr. Muddle? My name's not Mr. Muddle.
Isn't it?
No, it's Mr. Wrong.
Oh, so it is. Silly me. Come on, let's join in.
And the next contestants are Mr. Wrong and Little Miss Scatterbrain.
And after the mayor had given out the prizes, and everyone had taken their photographs, it was time to go home. You know, that was the best day's fishing I've ever had.
Little Miss Helpful goes to the fair.
What an exciting time it was in Mr. Land. The first day of the spring fair. Everyone from miles around joined the crowd on the village green. There was fun and games and rides and... Well, let's visit the fair and see for ourselves. Oh! There's Mr. Happy.
Roll up, come and be tickled. Only 10 pence a tickle.
Then there was Mr. Topsy-Turvy's Helter Skelter, an incredible ride. Have you ever seen anyone slide up?
You won't go on one. No, you cannot go on it.
Poor Miss Tiny. She's so small, Miss Deet thought she was a coconut. I wouldn't copy Miss Greedy and Mr. Greedy if I were you. You could get a tummy ache.
I'll have another cake.
Oh, I'll have another cake.
I'll have another bun.
Oh, I'll have another bun.
I just got here, Mr. Clever. Can I help you?
Oh, thank you, Miss Helpful, but I've just finished. Try Mr. Uppity. He's in charge of putting up the big tent.
Oh, come on, then, come on. We can't take all day. Pull, pull.
Can I help, Mr. Uppity?
You all right here. Tie this rope to something. Once more, pull.
We all know Miss Helpful means well. And although things go wrong sometimes... Miss Helpful never gives up.
Can I help you, Mr. Fussy?
Well, let's see. Yes, you can clean my candy floss machine. I'll go round the back and plug the machine into the socket.
I'll have a very large, very expensive candy floss, and I'm in a hurry.
That's it. The big tent is finally up. You men are dismissed.
Come with me, Mr. Uppity. Hurry! There's a hole in the wall.
Hole, wall? What wall?
There!
I'd better look into this. Ah!
Get it. Bullseye!
Gotcha.
I've got it right on the face.
Try another one. There.
Who did that?
Mustard? Where's the mustard, ladies? Who's in charge of the mustard?
I'll look for the mustard, Miss Bossy.
No, you go to the kitchen tent and bring back a tray of cups and saucers. And hurry! Come on, Miss Helpful, we haven't got all day.
Ooh,
Oh,
this potato salad is delicious, Miss Bossy. Can I have the recipe?
Mr. Wherry and the Giant. Mr. Wherry was out for a walk one afternoon. Leaves on the ground. The next thing you know, it might be a branch, and then a whole tree could fall on top of you. A butterfly. The next thing you know, it's not a butterfly at all, it's a wasp, and you've been stung on the nose. Paths can lead anywhere. Sometimes they lead nowhere. They can even lead to caves that dragons live in who'll eat anyone that comes near. Mr. Wherry hurried off as fast as his legs could carry him. And because he was running so fast, he didn't see where he was going. Oh! Down through the hole Mr. Wherry went, until, eventually... he reached the bottom. Hello, Mr. Wherry. Where am I, Mr. Lazy?
Oh, this is easy, Bill.
No one worries about anything here, do they, Mr. Daydream?
Nothing at all, Miss Sunshine.
Hello, Mr. Wherry.
Mr. Wherry had never been anywhere quite like it before.
Welcome to Easyville, Mr. Worry. Jump in.
Where are we going?
Wait and see.
Well, how long will it take? Supposing we get lost?
Supposing you stop worrying and enjoy the ride. Who is it? Mr. Worry, to see the giant.
Giant? I don't want to see the giant.
Come in. Thank you. Stop worrying. He's very friendly. Come on.
Oh. Ah! Oh. Everything's very big in here, isn't it?
Of course it's big. He's a very big giant. Stop worrying.
Hello, Mr. Wherry.
Why are you in pyjamas?
Because I spend all day in bed not worrying about anything. I've been very worried about you, though.
Have you?
Yes, I have. You worry too much. So I want you to suck one of these sweets whenever you start to worry.
Right, thank you. I will. Goodbye, giant.
Goodbye, Mr. Wherry. And stop worrying.
How am I going to get home? I don't even know how I got here. I'll never see any of my friends again.
You're worrying again, Mr. Worry.
Oh, yes. So I am. And as soon as Mr. Wherry started chewing one of the giant's magic sweets, guess what happened?
We've been very worried about you, Mr. Wherry, haven't we, Miss Neat?
We have, Mr. Bump. Very worried.
Oh, where am I?
In the woods.
You banged your head on a branch.
And then he remembered about falling down the hole and meeting the gnome and visiting the giant in the huge castle. On his way home, Mr. Wherry suddenly thought of something. Oh, if it was all a dream, then there's no such place as Easyville and no friendly old giant who looks after people who worry a lot. The sweets. Perhaps there is a friendly old giant. Perhaps it wasn't a dream after all. Phew.
Mr. Greedy goes to a dinner party. Very early one morning, everyone in Misterland was awakened by a strange rumbling noise. Oh, I went through the night without a snack. No wonder my tummy's rumbling. Ready, Tom? Let's eat. That wasn't much of a breakfast. I'll have a proper meal at lunch. But first, a drive in my new car. I'll drop in on Mr. Busy. Oof, that'll be a nice surprise for him.
Mr. Busy was preparing a quick lunch. Very quickly.
I've a nice surprise for you, Mr. Busy. I've invited myself to lunch.
Oh, I'm glad to see you, Mr. Greedy. There's plenty for two.
That was delicious. Aren't you having anything?
No, I can't. There's none left.
Well, I must be off. I always say there's nothing like a drive in the country to make you hungry. Let's see what Miss Dotty's having for an afternoon tea.
Help yourself, Mr. Greedy. There's porridge sandwiches, spaghetti and cornflakes, sardine and banana salad, jelly with gravy sauce and fizzy cod liver oil.
No, surely not even Mr. Greedy could eat all that. Oh, a marvellous tea, Miss Dotty. Sorry I can't stay for more. I mustn't be late for dinner with Miss Fickle.
Oh!
Patience, Tommy. We're almost there.
Welcome, Mr. Greedy. Dear me, I've cooked enough to feed an army.
Go on. You have it, Miss Fickle. I'm quite full. Anyway, I'm having a late supper with Mr. Nonsense. A very simple meal, Mr. Greedy, but no one wants a big feast before bedtime, do they? I quite agree, Mr. Nonsense. Just a mouthful is enough for me. Lovely bit of cheese, Mr. Nonsense. Aren't you having any?
No. He invited himself to lunch and ate everything in sight.
He must be taught a lesson.
I've got a great idea. Everyone come to my house tomorrow night and be prepared for an unusual feast. Have some roast turkey, Mr. Greedy. Careful not to spill the gravy.
And some carrots and peas, Mr. Greedy.
Yeah, thank you. Is that all, Mr. Greedy? Go on, have some more.
This walnut ice cream with chocolate topping is delicious. Don't you agree, Mr. Greedy?
Oh, come now, everyone. Have some more. Oh, yes.
It's a wonderful meal, isn't it? I'm really enjoying this.
The recipe's
Fantastic.
wonderful.
Yes, isn't it wonderful? It's better cooking than mine, I must say.
A wonderful meal, Mr. Busy, but I couldn't eat another thing. How about you, Mr. Greedy?
Oh, no, absolutely full. Thanks for inviting me, Mr. Busy. I'll be going now. That was a wonderful evening, and what a meal. Funny, I never stopped eating, but I still feel a little bit, well, peckish.
So Mr. Greedy had just one biscuit and went to bed. Little Miss Bossy has a busy day.
Miss Bossy was on her way into Tittletown to do her shopping
Out of my way. I've a lot to buy and I'm in a hurry.
when she noticed something very strange.
Open up! Quickly! I haven't got all day.
Every shop she went to was shut.
Hello? Is anyone there? Where is everybody?
There was no one left in Tittletown for Miss Bossy to boss about. The reason was, of course, they were all at the zoo. Ooh, have another Burno thing. Having funny, Mr. Fawn?
Yes, that's cool, Mr. Muddle.
Quite nice, if you like that sort of thing.
Ooh, look over there.
Magnificent creature.
Look at that. Looks like Mr. Skinny.
Everyone was having the time of their lives, but the best thing of all was... The best thing of all is...
Miss Bossy isn't here to boss us about.
Gone without me, have they? Having a good time, are they? Well, see if I care.
Later that afternoon, the zookeeper came to find Mr. Forgetful. I'm going for my tea now. Remember to lock the gates when you leave. Right, lock the gates. The gates must be locked. The gates must be locked when we leave. When it was time to go home, and everyone was ready to leave,
Come on, Mr.
Mr. Forgetful knew he had to remember something but had forgotten what it was. The gates must be chopped? No. The cakes must be locked? No. Mr. Forgetful tried as hard as he could to think what it was. The plates must be socks. The snakes in the loft. No. Whatever was it the zookeeper said to me? And then he remembered. The gates must be locked. Oh, no. I haven't locked the gates. Quick, hurry. We have to go back. But by the time they got there, all the animals had gone. Quick, hurry. We'll have to go and find them. And it wasn't long before they did.
Oh, there's a gorilla in my bun shop.
Oh, there's a hippo in my fountain.
There's a giraffe in my bed.
Oh, there's a snake sitting next to me.
The animals were everywhere. Help me, Mr. Clever. However will I get them back to the zoo? Mr. Clever thought for a minute, and then he had an idea. And before very long...
Come on, out of there. And you, hurry up. This way, quickly. Do as I say or there'll be trouble.
Miss Bossy had all the animals gathered together and bossed them back to the zoo.
Get a move on, you silly old slow coaches.
Oh, thank you very much, Miss Bossy. Mr. Forgetful was so grateful. So grateful, in fact, that he forgot to let her out.
Come back here. Do as I say.
And Miss Bossy got her trip to the zoo after all.
Come back, Mr. Forgetful.
Mr. Bump has an accident. Mr. Bump is really amazing. From early morning until very late at night, Mr. Bump bumps into things. Anything. Anywhere. On one particular morning, he bumped into so many things he grew quite worried. Mr. Bump needed help from someone clever, someone who would say,
I can tell you how to avoid bumping into things.
But who was that someone? Of course, Mr. Clever. I'll call on him right now. And what was Mr. Clever, the cleverest person in all the world, doing? He was watching his guest, Mr. Tickle, build a house of cards. As you know, this is very difficult. Especially when Mr. Sneeze may sneeze at any moment. This wasn't the first house of cards Mr. Tickle built. Oh, no. He'd built a small one in Miss Shai's cottage. A very grand one in Mr. Uppity mansion. And a very amusing one in Mr. Funny's house. But what's special about Mr. Clever's house? Well, it's like no other house in Misterland. See that nobody bumps into my house of cards, would you please, Mr. Clever?
I'll do my best, Mr. Tickle.
I am now adding the 2 of hearts. The Queen of Spades. The 7 of clubs. The King of diamonds. The Jack of hearts.
No, please, Mr. Sneeze, you mustn't sneeze now. Not when Mr. Tickle is about to complete the tallest house of cards ever built in Misterland.
It's all right, Mr. Clever. I'm not going to sneeze after all. And there it is, the last card, the Ace of Spades. Now, I'll take a photo to prove I've done it. Steady now. Oh, hello, Mr. Clever. I seem to have bumped into... Oh, dear, did I do all that? Oh, I'm ever so sorry, Mr. Tickle. Maybe I ought to go live in the woods all by myself so I don't go round spoiling things for everybody. Nonsense, Mr. Bump. I built a house of cards once. I can always do it again. And nobody wants you to go live in the woods. You'll see. One of these days, someone's going to say, aren't we lucky to have someone like Mr. Bump around?
Oh, dear, where's it gone? It was here a minute ago.
Little Miss Dotty watched helplessly as her shopping raced down the hill.
Oh, quick, stop that trolley. Help someone do something.
Mr. Silly made a brave try. How silly. Mr. Tickle almost caught it, but the trolley was racing along even faster. Oh, look out, Mr. Bump!
Thanks ever so much, Mr. Bump. If you hadn't bumped into my trolley, my shopping would have been lost forever. Aren't we lucky to have someone like Mr. Bump around?
Hooray! Hooray!
Mr. Nosy goes fishing. Splendid idea, Mr. Clever. I'll go and tell the others at once.
Mr. Nosy woke with a start.
Splendid idea. What is?
Tell them we'll meet in half an hour.
Me? Where? What for?
Now, Mr. Nosy, being Mr. Nosy, simply had to know everything that everyone was doing all the time.
Ah, Miss Late, I have a splendid idea to tell you about.
Oh, really? How exciting. I must tell Mr. Happy at once.
But it wasn't always that easy for Mr. Nosy.
So what we're all going to do is...
So what we thought we'd do is...
What a splendid idea! I must leave at once to buy a new outfit. Oh!
Poor Mr. Nosy, how he hated not knowing what was going on.
Perhaps it's a party. Maybe it's someone's birthday. I wonder if they're going on a picnic.
And the more he thought about it, the crosser he became. And the crosser he became, the more he wanted to know what everyone was doing. Then suddenly he realized.
Fishing. That's what they're doing? Well, well, silly old me.
And he set off to find his deck chair again. But of course, as soon as he closed his eyes...
I wonder how long they'll be. I wonder if they're taking sandwiches. I wonder if they're using worms.
And before long, he was back at the harbour again.
Oh. Jam and tomato. What's in here, I wonder? Ooh, this looks nice.
And poking his nose into everything and anything he could find. And of course, being so nosy, the next thing he knew, he was off to sea with the rest of them. A little while later, when they dropped anchor and had started fishing... Mr. Nosy came out of the cabin to see how they were getting on.
I wonder if anyone's caught a fish yet. This looks interesting. What's going on here? Oh, how's she getting on, I wonder?
And he poked his nose into just about everything, including the sandwich box again. Poor old Mr. Nosy. No one knew he was even on board. So no one knew what had happened to him. At the end of the day, everyone gathered to weigh their fish and see who had caught the biggest one. 1432 minus 12 plus 119 equals... And just as Mr. Clever was about to announce that Mr. Strong was the winner...
Good heavens, Mr. Nosy! Where did you spring from?
How long have you been there? How did you get there to start with?
Questions! Goodness me! Why do you have to be so nosy?
Little Miss Trouble and the Magic Paint. It was a beautiful sunny morning and Little Miss Trouble was sound asleep.
Oh, goody, goody. What a perfect day for causing trouble. Hello? Is that Mr. Nosy? This is Miss Shai. Would you like to come to lunch? Oh, splendid. 1 o'clock then. Goodbye. Wakey, wakey, Mr. Small. Time to get up.
Time to get up? It's not even light yet.
Poor Mr. Small. For the rest of the day, he thought it was night. And look what Miss Trouble got up to in the furniture shop.
Morning, Mrs. Cushion.
Morning, Miss Trouble.
I want to buy the most expensive chairs in your shop, please.
Certainly.
And send them all to Mr. Mean.
Poor Mr. Mean. When the chairs arrived, he almost fainted.
I didn't order all this.
And when he saw the bill, he did faint.
How much?
And so, while Little Miss Trouble was having one of the best days she could remember, everyone else was having the worst day of their lives. That night at the village hall, Mr. Clever said that something had to be done, and he began to tell them his plan.
Yes, well, you see, the whole thing is, and then if I...
Everyone was very impressed.
Well, I think that's a very good idea indeed.
Marvellous how he thinks of these.
The following day, Little Miss Trouble was all set for making trouble again when Little Miss Sunshine appeared.
Hi, Miss Trouble. You're looking blue this morning.
Am I?
Yes. Goodbye.
How very strange. Oh, well.
Inside the shop, Mr. Fussy, Mr. Dizzy and Little Miss Magic were all waiting.
Oh, good heavens, Miss Trouble. You're looking blue.
You're looking very, very blue.
Blue? May?
Yes, you.
Yes, you.
Yes, you. And she ran out into the street again.
Hello there. Morning, Miss Trouble.
Morning, Mr. Funny.
That's a very funny shade of blue you've gone.
I've had enough of this.
And Little Miss Trouble hurried to the paint shop to see Mr. Potts.
Mr. Potts, what colour am I, please?
Oh, well, now, let me see.
Hurry, Mr. Potts, do please hurry.
Well, you look sort of blue to me, yes.
Blue?
Yeah, that's it, definitely blue.
Oh my goodness, you have to help me. You have to give me back my proper colour.
Certainly. When you have a bath tonight, pour in some of this powder. That should do the trick.
The next day, everyone waited for Little Miss Trouble to appear.
Here she comes.
It was one of the funniest things they'd ever seen.
Yes, now that is what I call
That's
blue.
what I call blue.
Yeah, they're very blue, isn't it?
Yes, that's what I call
I've never seen anybody as blue as that.
And as Little Miss Trouble realized that they'd all played a trick on her, it began to rain. And do you know what? Even Little Miss Trouble saw the funny side of it.
It's very noisy for Mr. Quiet. Mr. Quiet hates noise. Even the most gentle sound is painfully loud to Mr. Quiet. All he wants is silence. Oh, it's Mr. Mischief. Never a dull moment when he's around. Very noisy for a Monday, wouldn't you say, Mr. Quiet? Where are you going? To the country, where it isn't so noisy. Ah, this is better. Even the birds stopped singing when they saw Mr. Quiet. Peace at last.
Hey, it's Mr. Quiet. I'm testing our new hooter. Care to come for a ride?
Oh, not today, Mr. Noisy, but thanks for the offer.
Very well. Perhaps another day. Cheerio, Mr. Quiet.
At last, nobody in sight, and there's the village bandstand completely deserted.
Look, man, it's Mr. Quiet.
Hello there, any requests? Mr. Quiet almost said yes, stop playing. But he liked the men of the fire brigade and didn't want to spoil their fun. So all he said was, "No, I like that last tune, especially the quiet bit." And during one of the noisy bits, he slipped away to visit an old friend, George the fisherman. "Where," asked Mr. Quiet, "can I find peace and quiet?"
In a rowing boat out at sea, that's where. Just wait here while I get the oars.
But before George could return, the boat was caught by the rising tide and began to drift out to sea.
Help! Mr. Quiet is drifting out to sea in a small boat. We've got to go after him. All right, man, quick as you can down the lifeboat station. Okay. We'll have to go. Oh, it's hopeless, George. Miles of empty sea and not a sign of Mr. Quiet or the boat. The sun's going down, Chief. We'll never find him in the dark. Let's try again first thing in the morning.
They started at dawn and searched all day, but still there was no sign of Mr. Quiet. And then, on the third morning...
Hey, look, Chief, there's a note in this bottle.
I am safe and sound on a lovely desert island. And am enjoying the peace and quiet, your good friend, Mr. Quiet. P.S. If I get lonely, I'll send another note in a bottle. Mr. Mischief becomes an artist.
Morning, Miss Scatterbrain.
Morning, Mr. Potts. What are you doing here?
You asked me to come and see you. I expect you wanted me to paint your house.
I expect so, yes. I'm going on holiday and I'd like all the rooms done before I get back. Goodbye.
What colour shall I use, Miss Scatterbrain?
I know. You choose. Goodbye, Mr. Potts, and have a nice holiday.
And off she went. The following day, Mr. Potts got everything ready and told his new helper what to do.
Now, listen carefully, Mr. Mischief.
I'm all ears, Mr. Potts.
Light blue in here, I think, don't you, Mr. Mischief?
Whatever you say, Mr. Potts.
Pink and white, I think, don't you, Mr. Mischief?
Very nice, Mr. Potts.
This will look nice, I think, don't you, Mr. Mischief?
Wonderful, Mr. Potts, a work of art.
Lastly, the kitchen. Bright yellow, I think, and the ceiling's all white. All right?
Whatever you say, Mr. Potts.
So Mr. Potts left Mr. Mischief to it.
Now for some fun.
Orange for the bedroom, I think, don't you, Mr. Mischief?
Miss Scatterbrain hates orange.
And while Mr. Mischief busily set to work, little Miss Scatterbrain was having a lovely time on holiday.
My whole garden's being repainted, Miss Neat.
That sounds fun, doesn't it, Mr. Tall?
It does, Miss Tiny.
What a wonderful, silly idea. How much will it cost? Purple doors. Miss Scatterbrain hates purple doors.
And the harder Mr. Mischief worked, the more mischievous he became.
I'm going home tomorrow, Mr. Fuddy. I'm so excited.
Are you? What about?
I can't remember. Silly me. Whee!
Lastly, something modern, I think. Don't you, Mr. Mischief?
At last Mr. Potts came to see what it all looked like.
It'll be beautiful, and Miss Scatterbrain will be delighted.
All finished, Mr. Potts.
Well done, Mr. Mischief. Did you use all the colours I gave you?
Oh, every last drop.
Oh!
Thank you, Mr. Train Driver.
Don't forget your suitcase.
Oh, yes. Silly me. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm so excited. I wonder what it will look like. Well, it's
Horrible! It's horrible!
No, not horrible, Mr. Potts. It's brilliant.
Brilliant!
Brilliant. A work of art. Oh. Oh. Thank you, Mr. Potts. I couldn't have chosen better myself. You too, Mr. Mischief. I'm sure you must have helped a bit.
Lunch with Little Miss Tiny. Little Miss Tiny lived in a little mouse hole in Farmer Field's house. She was quite happy in her tiny home. Well, not completely happy.
I'm afraid of Farmer Field's cat. That's him, waiting outside my door.
There's no cat out here, Miss Tiny. This is the postman. I've got a postcard for you.
If you're the postman, you should be wearing big shoes. Let's see your feet. All right, let's see your other foot. And another. A three-legged postman. Give me that card.
No, I'll read it for you. Thanks for the invitation to lunch. I'll come to you on Saturday and bring a few friends. Best wishes, Miss Giggles. Lunch on Saturday, eh? Oh, goody. I can't wait.
Oh, dear. I must write to Miss Giggles and warn her not to come. It's from Miss Tiny. Dear Miss Giggles, Farmer Field's cat knows about our lunch party. He's not a very nice cat, and I'm afraid he'll do something awful. Perhaps we'd better have our lunch another time. Your good friend, Miss Tiny.
Her good friends, Mr. Small and Mr. Quiet, were very disappointed too. In his loudest, noisiest, angriest voice, Mr. Quiet bellowed,
I was quite looking forward to lunch with Miss Tiny. I mean, that cat. He has no right to spoil our fun. And is not going to. Miss Giggles, send a card to Miss Tiny. This is the message.
Oh, Miss Tiny, another card for you. Listen to this. Dear Miss Tiny, we're coming to lunch at 1 o'clock. Cat or no cat? Oh, I like that. Cat or no cat?
Dear me, what can I do? They'll be coming soon and that terrible cat is probably waiting outside.
I am. Oh.
I've got a brilliant idea. There's one eye and another eye. Almost finished.
Almost 1 o'clock, Miss Tiny.
I'm not afraid of you, cat. I'm coming out. Hurry, please, before the cat comes back.
It's an egg.
Do have another piece of carrot cake, Miss Giggles. I baked it this morning. What if the cat comes back?
I am back. And I'll be waiting for your friends when they go home.
Don't you worry, Miss Tiny. Mr. Quiet and I have a plan. If that ugly, cowardly cat is still out there, you'd better leave right now. We have a South American fairy cat-eating snake, and he's coming out any minute.
I'm not afraid. Send him out.
Gosh, look at those teeth. Untie the snake, Mr. Quiet, and move away quickly. He looks very dangerous.
Well done! You were both extremely brave to stand up to that monster of a cat. Is there anything you'd like to say, Miss Giggles? I think I will have another slice of carrot cake.
Mr. Clever flies his kite. It was a very windy morning when Mr. Clever called at Two Pin Cottage.
Good morning, Miss Neat.
What's good about it? There are leaves on the path, twigs on the grass. My garden is a mess.
It's a good day for flying kites, though.
I hadn't thought of that. All set then?
Where's your kite, Miss Neat?
Right here. Mr. Clever, off we go then.
So Mr. Clever and little Miss Neat set off to find their friends.
I made my kite from a map, you know.
That's clever, Mr. Clever.
It's so the kite doesn't get lost.
Very clever, Mr. Clever.
It is rather.
When they got to the top of Windy Hill, the first person they saw was Mr. Greedy.
Morning, Mr. Clever. Morning, Mr. Greedy. I'm flying all my kites today. Hello, Mr. Mean. That's a very strange kite you got there.
Looks like your old vest and a couple of sticks.
Don't be stupid. It's not my vest. I found it in my neighbour's bin.
Then they met Mr. Muddle. Mr. Muddle. Then they met Mr. Forgetful. I'm sure I came up here to do something. I wonder what it was. Mr. Tall, of course, spent most of his time untangling everyone's kites.
Hello, Mr. Clever.
Even little Miss Naughty was there.
Here comes Miss Bossy.
Mind, out of the way, please. I can't possibly fly my kite with everyone.
Mr. Clever and little Miss Neat started flying their own kites. But just as they did, they heard someone call.
It's little Miss Tiny.
Don't worry, Miss Tiny. I've got you. Oh, dear. Oh, help, help.
It's Mr. Small.
Help, help, please, someone. Help. Thank you, Mr. Tall.
Not at all, Mr. Small.
Later on, when the wind was blowing harder than ever, Mr. Tickle arrived.
No, Mr. Tickle, stop it, please.
Oh, Mr. Tickle, stop it. You're giving me tummy ache.
Now look what you've done. 2p that cost me, Mr. Tickle.
Mr. Clever soon realized that if Mr. Tickle carried on tickling everyone, it would spoil the whole day.
What's needed here is one of my very clever plans.
At lunchtime, Mr. Clever and all his friends sat down to a lovely picnic. All his friends, that is, except for one.
Friends with long arms and tickly fingers need to be kept busy at lunchtime, don't they, Miss Neat?
They do, Mr. Clever. More cake, anyone?
And by the time they'd finished lunch, Mr. Tickle was so tired that he couldn't even lift his arms.
And he certainly couldn't tickle anyone. Goodbye, Mr. Tickle. Look, he hasn't even got the strength to wave back. Goodbye, goodbye. Yes, goodbye. Yes, goodbye.
Mr. Tickle.
Hey, goodbye, Mr. Tickle.
Goodbye, Mr. Tickle.
Bye, Mr. Tickle.
And thanks to one of Mr. Clever's cleverest ideas, they all had one of the best windy afternoons that anyone in Mr. Land could ever remember. Thank goodness for Mr. Slow.
Hurry, everyone, hurry! This way to the starting line of the Great Mr. Land Motor Race. All drivers must report to me, Miss Bossy. Mr. Bunny in his shoe car. Mr. Nosy. Even if your car's slow, you could win by a nose. And Mr. Rush in his fast sports car. Hurry along, drivers. The race for big prize money starts very soon.
Big prize money, oh, that's for me. Get a move on there, slow coach. Come on, or we'll miss the race.
I can see your mother never taught you manners, Mr. Uppity. A good driver is a courteous driver.
Rubbish. Courteous drivers come in last. Rude drivers win races.
Do you really think you can win this race, Mr. Silly? Have you ever thought of round wheels?
Round wheels? Round wheels? Now that is silly.
That you, Mr. Clever?
Indeed it is, Miss Bossy.
Off you go. Drive carefully.
See you at the finish. Bye-bye.
You'll have to go faster than that, Mr. Slow, or you won't have a chance. Drivers, are you ready? Then go!
Stay where you are, everyone, until the smoke clears. If we try to drive, we'll hit one another.
It's not fair. Mr. Uppity is cheating.
By the time they find they're on the wrong road, I'll be counting my prize money.
Oh, there you are now, Mrs. Bean. £6 of potatoes. Better keep off the road. Those racing cars will be coming through very soon. And remember, Miss Naughty, no naughty tricks today. Potatoes! Get your nice fresh baking potatoes here.
Someone has changed those signs. They're pointing the wrong way.
And that someone is Mr. Uppity. He's going to win this race.
Come on, everyone. Don't give up. He hasn't won yet. Let's go.
I wonder what would happen if I pulled one of these.
You there. Are you in charge of these potatoes?
Not really, Mr. Uppity. I just work here.
Well, move them. They're in my way. Come along.
No, I won't. You're rude. Besides, there are too many.
Well, there's no way we're going to get through this unless... Hurry, Mr. Slow, this way. What about me? I was in the lead.
Haven't you heard? Rude drivers don't win races, Mr. Uppity.
I'm truly sorry, Farmer Fields. I didn't think I'd cause so much trouble.
Well, I'll forgive you this time, but you mustn't do that again. Anyway, I can still sell my potatoes. Potatoes! Mashed potatoes! Get your mashed potatoes already mashed!
I declare Mr. Slow the winner.
Well done, Mr. Slow.
Hooray for Mr. Slow.
Oh, good old Mr. Slow. Or should I say, Mr. Fast?
Little Miss Shai goes to the fair. Little Miss Shai just didn't know what to do.
Shall I? Or shan't I? No, I can't. Yes, I can.
She wanted to go to the village fete.
I'm just too shy. I know. I'll ask someone to go with me. Oh, Mr. Quiet, of course. Oh. Ooh, no, I can't. Oh, what am I going to do?
And after changing her mind 5 more times, she managed to dial Mr. Quiet's number. Oh, hello?
Oh.
Poor little Miss Shai.
Hello?
She wanted to go to the fete so much.
I must try again. I must be very brave and try again.
Hello? Hello?
It's no good. I'll have to walk there on my own, that's all. No, wait. I might meet someone. And if I met someone, oh, they might talk to me. And if they talk to me, oh, I'll phone for a taxi.
Hello, Mr. Meter speaking. Mr. Meter's taxi service. Hello? In the end, little Miss Shai decided to be very brave and walk. Hello, morning, Miss Shai. Lovely day for the fete, Miss Shai. But little Miss Shai was so determined to go on her outing that she bravely set off again.
Hello, Miss Shai. This is my special fate outfit. Isn't it splendid?
No, Miss Splendid. I mean, yes, Miss Splendid. I mean, oh,
Hello, morning, Miss Shai.
oh, Mr. Chatterbox.
Marvellous day for the fete, wouldn't you say? Well, of course you would. Anyone would. In fact, as Days for Fates goes, it's one of the best I've ever seen, and I've seen some Days for Fates in my time. Oh, yes, let me tell you. Now, the first fete I ever went to... Little Miss Shai ran towards the village, hoping to goodness she wouldn't meet anyone else. Which she didn't, apart from Mr. Tickle. A lovely day for a tickle, Miss Shai.
No, Mr. Tickle, please. Oh, please. Oh, oh. Oh, my goodness. Oh!
Poor little Miss Shai. It was a brave try, but in the end, it was all too much for her.
Oh, well, another time, perhaps.
Hello, Miss Shai. Where are you off to?
It was little Miss Helpful, and before Miss Shai had time to hide her eyes...
The fate, I expect. Well, it's this way, not that way. Come along and I'll help you and show you the way.
And the next thing she knew, little Miss Shai was standing at the entrance.
There we are. Now, I'll leave you to it because fate day is a busy day for me. Everyone needs my help. Bye. Have fun. Miss Sunshine, let me help you with those cups and saucers.
Fun? Oh, I don't think so.
But little by little Miss Shai plucked up the courage to go in.
Actually, this does look quite fun. It really does. Oh, look, what's that over there?
And just when she thought she was ready to join in... Roll up, have a crack at Mr. Nosy's coconut.
Oh, oh, oh! I shouldn't have come. I knew I shouldn't. How will I ever get home?
Hello,
Hello?
is that you, Miss Shai?
Who's that?
It's me, Mr. Quiet.
Mr. Quiet. What are you doing here?
Just hiding. Would you like a sandwich?
Thank you. What are they?
Banana and honey.
Ooh, my favourite.
We can see what everyone else is doing from here.
And they can't see us, can they?
No, they can't. When nighttime came and everyone else had gone home...
It's a beautiful night, Mr. Quiet.
It is, Miss Shai. No noise. That's what I like.
What was that?
I don't know. A new house for Mr. Wrong. Mr. Wrong was very proud of the house he had built for himself, even though some things didn't work as well as he had hoped. For example, when he pulled the light cord, and when he switched on the cooker, even when he watched TV, Mr. Wrong had problems. It's true. There are things in this house that just don't work. It's time I built a new house. And this time, I'll get it right. I'll make a list of all the things I need to build my new house. And I'll start at the bottom. A chimney, tiles for the roof, a fireplace, bricks and windows. Good. I'm off to the shops. 3 bags of nails, please, Mr. Bacon. No, I don't have any nails. How about a nice pork chop? All out of nails, eh? I never have any nails, Mr. Wrong. This is a butcher's shop. Ah. Sure you won't change your mind about that pork chop?
Wood? Yeah, I definitely need wood.
Did I hear you correctly, Mr. Wrong? You want 50 planks of wood?
That's right, Mrs. Crumb. Don't bother wrapping them. I'll take them just as they are.
I can do you a nice chocolate gâteau, or would you like some apple tarts? I don't sell wood.
I'm building a house, Mrs. Crumb. I've been to one shop after another, and instead of giving me nails, wood and bricks, everyone wants to sell me something to eat.
That's because you've been going to the wrong shops. You want a builder's yard?
I don't understand, Mr. Wrong. Could you repeat that, please? Glad to, Mr. Timber. I'm building a new house and I need a pork chop, a chocolate gâteau and some apple tarts. Oh, I see. You want nails, wood and bricks. Well, leave it to me. They'll be delivered first thing in the morning. Early the next morning, Mr. Wrong was hard at work. Do you know what worries me? There's something very odd about that house.
Well, what did you expect, Mr. Worry? Mr. Wrong's building it.
Don't be rude, Mr. Uppity. You'll hurt Mr. Wrong's feelings. What do you think, Miss Splendid?
I think it's common, boring, no style. You won't ever catch me in that house.
I don't want to upset you. Your new house is magnificent, but it's upside down.
Well, yes, there are a few problems, but nothing serious. Looks like we're in for a spring shower. Once again, Mr. Wrong was wrong. This was no spring shower. This was a thunderstorm. A deluge. This was a flood.
Help! Save me! Anyone! Even a common person!
Hello, Miss Splendid. Get ready to jump when I come by. Ready? Jump! Oh, well done.
Thanks for saving me, Mr. Wrong. I think you ought to be called Mr. Right.
Yeah, well, never thought I'd be glad to see you, Mr. Wrong, but I am. Thank you.
Oh.
End of the line, folks. Everybody out. I hope you enjoyed this little cruise.
Mr. Worry and Mr. Clever took one last look at Mr. Wrong's house before they left. I still say that house is upside down.
Excuse me. It looks all right from here.